We also have the management of Tolins who joins in. Remember, they just listed on the exchanges a few minutes ago, and our Sankarakrishnan, whole-time director of Tolins Tyres, joins in. Hi, Mr. Sankarakrishnan. Congratulations. It's been a fantastic listing. Well done. Just a quick update on, tell us a little bit more about the company. What is the outlook? Where are you going to use the funds? I know we've talked about this already when you were filing for your DRHP and, of course, opening the IPO. But just for the sake of new investors joining in.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having us on the show. And thank you. Extraordinary support to NDTV for, you've been backing us from the DRHP days and right through the interviews during the roadshows and also on the successful launch of our IPO for about 230 crores. 200 crores was primarily going into the company and about 30 crores forming part of the OFS. I would like to wholeheartedly take this platform to express my gratitude for 55,631 new family members in the form of stakeholders of the company. And it is our job to ensure that we create wealth for them with our sustained and consistent performance, the pillars for which is already ready. And there are three pillars I would probably put as the basic issues with regard to which the businesses will grow, especially in a tire industry like us. The first pillar being the capacity expansion and the installed capacity being put at a level by which 3 to 4 years we don't need any capex to take care, which is what we had taken care of by 2023. The second pillar is going to be the augmenting the working capital management in time, and the successfulness of the IPO will ensure that we have enough money and resources at our disposal, that the second pillar of working capital management is beautifully taken care. The third thing would be the technology, the innovation, and the process of cost efficiency that we bring into our operation. By bringing in two wholly owned subsidiaries, one in India as well as one in Ras Al Khaimah in UAE, we have ensured that all the three pillars have been kept in place. 2024 saw a very huge stride in terms of revenue as well as in the EBITDA and PAT. I am extremely confident that with our plans to increase the capacity utilization and also penetrate newer markets, we will be keeping pace with the same level of growth in the futuristic years as well. The opportunity is huge. Post-COVID, there has been a huge aggression and demand in favor of the suppliers, and even the cost dynamics of raw material is being passed down, which is a very good sign. And the positioning that Tolins Tyres has taken, I think it's all augmenting extremely well, both from the employees, companies, and the stakeholders' point of view.
So let's take this one at a time. You've grown quite significantly over the last couple of years with a very healthy CAGR on revenue and profitability. You also have a large export market. I believe you cater to 40 countries outside India. Is this growth sustainable in the next 1 to 2 years? Will you continue to grow at 30–40% on top line and profits?
So the only advantage that a small player like Tolins enjoys is the low base with which we are growing. So the next 2 to 3 years, I would comfortably see the same level of CAGR being maintained because we are growing from a low base. And for major tire manufacturers, etc., they are already at an exceptional level. So the volume growth will be more, whereas in terms of percentage, it may not translate much. But in terms of Tolins, the lower base and an extraordinary opportunity which is there in the market because of the government policy on the Chinese tires being banned, the lower raw material prices, the lowering of crude oil prices, the aggressive demand supply in favor of the supplier. These are all the factors that we are weighing and the kind of verticals that we are present, especially the two-wheelers and agricultural. That is where, industry research and reports are saying that the maximum prediction in terms of growth is expected.
Sir, I completely understand. You have a low base and hence the growth can be much higher until, of course, it reaches a base where growing at 30–40% may be tougher. That's on your top line. That's an advantage. But the disadvantage of being a small player in an industry which has legacy players, be it an MRF, Apollo, JK, who already dominate the marketplace. And you are also in an industry where raw material prices are extremely volatile. You may not have the ability to pass that on to your consumer as well. Can you tell me what have you done to hedge yourself on that and the margin outlook for Tolins in the next couple of quarters?
See, traditionally, in terms of the protection of risk mitigating the margins, etc., and the volatility of natural rubber prices, traditionally for the last 5 years, Tolins has followed a policy of stocking up excessive inventories during the month of March, utilizing all the cash flow and the resources and the working capital limits in place with the banking system. Because from May to September onwards, the tapping of natural rubber does not take place, and we are 30-40 kilometers proximity to the maximum natural rubber production in the country. And because of this risk mitigated policy of excess stocking, we have always insulated ourselves because of the artificial increase in prices during May to September, and post September it always comes off tampering down. So in terms of profiling, in the last 4 months, 5 months of raw material prices being very volatile and going up, the industry per se, all the major tire manufacturers have been able to pass on that, and because of the demand, and also ensure a higher realization, thus protecting the margins. In fact, some of the major tire manufacturers, you would have observed that the PAT level margins have actually improved by about 100 to 150 basis points. So we see a similar trend as far as Tolins Tyres also is concerned. And the risk mitigation policy that we have followed with regard to the excess stocking for March has always worked in our favor for the last 5 years. Given the current trend, given the current demand in the marketplace, I think we are good to go for the next 2 to 3 years in terms of passing on any adverse or dynamic changes that may come up in the natural rubber prices. And we do, because of the close proximity and to the family connections that Dr. Tolins enjoys with the raw material suppliers, we do enjoy a special privilege, and in order to have the advantage as an exclusive player very closer to the market.
Which raw material manufacturers are these, sir?
They are the plantation owners, natural rubber manufacturers.
Okay, 72% of your...
70% of the production comes from...
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I said 72% of your revenue comes from distributors and OEMs, and from what I understand, you don't have any exclusive contract with some of your key clients. Would you work towards, now that you're a listed entity and there is a requirement in terms to see dependability or stability going ahead, would you look to forging exclusive contracts with the top 5-10 clients of yours? Because I think that would be important for the market to see.
Yeah. See, right now we are 75% into thread rubber, which is for the replacement market, and 25% of our revenue comes in from tires. Then in tire category, we are working with OEMs like VST Tillers, Kirloskars, and Camco, etc., which forms part of about 5.38% of our revenue comes in from OEM sales on agricultural tires. With regard to the capacity expansion that has happened, definitely there are plans in terms of getting the concentration on the retail network down from 74% closer to about 60%, and increasing the OEM sales on the rest of the products that we are catering to, like LCV or two-wheelers, etc. There is a effort which is clearly on, and at the appropriate time, I think we will make the right announcement with regard to these plans, etc. But we are very much work in progress on those areas. Now, with regard to the thread rubber market, we are about 75%, as I told you, the revenues come from thread rubber market. And this is a growing market because for large fleet owners, it's a very cost effective, with the same amount of advantage of a new tire is the kind of quality that we have been able to give to the marketplace. So we are continuing to grow the thread rubber market while we are penetrating markets with regard to the two-wheeler, LCV, and the agricultural tires market.
Right. Once again, congratulations, sir. It's fantastic, and I'm guessing very heartening to see your company list on the exchanges. We'll hopefully see you in a quarter when you report your earnings. But until then, good luck and see you soon.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And I want to take this platform to thank all the regulators across SEBI to BSE to NSE to the media and ROC and MCA, everybody who has supported us. In a very short span of about a year's time, the whole journey has come into a listing place. Given the current environmental listing, etc., I think it has been a fabulous timeline that we have been able to maintain. And an exclusive special thanks to NDTV Profit to have carried Tolins on your shoulders through this entire journey. A special thanks to all of you.
It's our pleasure, and it's uncharted territories from here on. So good luck, and I'm hoping you success as you go ahead.